Hello, welcome to Infinity Prep. In today's video, we'll be talking about how to easily gain points on the SAT math section without learning any math. Now, at first, this may seem a little counterintuitive, but this approach has really helped me maximize my score on concepts that I didn't really know too well. Now, while I will say this before we start, if you have concept gaps, we do recommend filling those out first and use this as supplementary material, but on the test, anything can happen, and to prepare for the worst, these tips will come in as a backup. Or if you don't know the concept and you're just stuck, you can use these tips to get you that question right. Now, the tip we're going to be talking about today is using a calculator properly. And while at first a lot of people may just be like, okay, I already know how to use a calculator, what's the point of this? A lot of people don't know all the things a calculator can do. Now, the calculator, it's going to be like your best friend on the SAT because there's a ton of functions that it has that will save you on a lot of math problems. And today we'll be going over just a small fraction of everything it can do, and hopefully we'll continue this series to help you get more points as we go along. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get started. Okay, so let's start with number 11. And number 11 says that for the solution xy to the system of equations above, what is the value of x minus y? Now, your first thought might be, okay, let's use the elimination method, or let's use the substitution method. And while these methods are fine and they'll get you the answer, there's a much quicker way to solve this. So I'll show you this here. All you do is you get your calculator out, right? And for me, I'm going to be using a Casio FX-CG10, but a lot of graphing calculators have the same function. And what you want to do is you want to go down all the way to equation right here, if you could see that. Let me just get that in focus. So right here, you want to go to this equation and you want to click enter. And then you'll be greeted with options, F1, F2, and F3. And for systems of equations, you always want to click F1 or simultaneous. And now here it's going to ask for how many unknown numbers there are. And since there's only two unknown variables, x and y, you just want to click 2. And all you have to do now is enter in your numbers for A, B, and C. So for A, we have 7. For B, we have 3. And for C, we have 8. And for the second equation, we have 6, -3, and 5 for A, B, and C respectively. And this is it. And all you have to do is click solve. And there you go. It gives us that x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 0.33 or 1/3. We'll just say 1/3 to make it easier. And all we have to do is now find x minus y, which is just 1 minus 1/3, which is 2/3. And that's all you have to do to solve this question. Okay, so now let's go on to number 14. And number 14 is asking us, which of the following is the value of x for which the expression -3 over x squared plus 3x minus 10 is undefined? Now you can do this algebraically if you remember the rules to determine if something is undefined, or you can just plug it into your calculator, and that's what I do. But all you have to do is first we'll just plug in each answer choice, so -3 over -3 in parentheses squared plus 3 times -3 minus 10. And all I'm doing here is I'm plugging in a -3 for all the x's. I'm just plugging in my first answer choice to all the x's to see if this spits out an undefined answer. When I hit enter though, it gives us 3/10, which isn't undefined, so we know it can't be A. Now we'll just try that for all the other choices. So for -2, I'll just plug it in place of x, and we'll see what we get. When I do a -2, we get 1/4, which is a real answer, and it's not undefined, so it's not B. Now we'll do 0 in place of x. And we get 3/10, so it can't be 0. And we're left with 2, which has to be an answer, but just to make sure, we'll plug it in. And see, it says error, so this is how you know you got the right answer. Because whenever 2 is plugged in for x, it spits out an error, meaning it's undefined. So our answer to 14 is D. But there is another way to solve this, and I'll show you that too. Now, if you have the graphing function, you just want to hit that, and you want to type in your equation here. And after you do that, basically what you want to do is you want to go over the points which are our answer choices, and see if it's undefined at that point. So here, let me shift my V window. Okay, so we're left with something like that. Our graph looks something like that. Now, at the points where there aren't any, or you can't see a line crossing, that's where it would be undefined. And here, in that case, I can see that at 2, there are no lines crossing at 2. You see this like space over here? So that's how we know that there's nothing crossing at 2. There's nothing crossing at 2, and there's nothing crossing at -5. So that's how we know. So since there's a space here at 2, I can assume that 2 would be the answer, because at 2 there's no lines crossing, meaning it's undefined. So the answer to this one is 14, and you can use either of those methods, but what I prefer is the graphing method, as it's just faster in my opinion. But you could do whatever suits you, and you'll still get the answer faster than doing this by hand. Okay, so that was episode 3 of SAT tips and tricks. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and comment down below on what other videos you'd like us to produce, and we'll go ahead and help you guys out. We're also going to keep posting on this SAT tips and tricks series to get you guys more points on the SAT math section. So if you did like this video, please leave a like and please subscribe, because there will be videos out soon. Also, if you guys need extra help, we did launch a Fiverr page. We'll leave the link in the description for all of that. And we're starting prices are very low, and if you guys need any personalized attention, we'll go ahead and help you out there, and we'll make sure to get you the score you want. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.